What's up, Don Marleys, Topsters? Gonna go over week 7 this week. So of course, as always, our dynasty leagues and the challenge. I'm 4-2, but I'm about to be 4-3 because I got mollywopped. Terrible, 164.15 to 73.30, and he still has Kenneth Walker, a kicker, and 2 linebackers. He had Bo Nix with 42.75 points, Jamar Chase with 30.10 points, Devontae Smith with 28.80 points, and Jake Ferguson with 18.40 points, and a linebacker, Tremaine Edmonds, with 12 points. I have Goff and JSN left. I didn't make a single mess up at all. In fact, I was 100% efficient and just unlucky.
Speaking of mollywhopping, I'm losing 158 to 93. I do have 4 people though, but his big scores were Jonathan Taylor, Jalen Hurts, and Trey McBride. They all got over 20 points. Justin Herbert, I started this week. He had 32, so he was a big one. I still have, like I said, 4 people, which is Zach Charbonnet. I did start Emeka Ibuka, so kind of just praying he plays because. Yeah, I felt like him maybe even being like 60% was better than some of my other guys.
That's what happened.
Yeah, more upside for points.
Yeah.
My other guys, Jaden Higgins and a linebacker, which is Levante David. He did get a pick six, or he got a pick last week though. So maybe he'll get some points. Anyway, so I'm probably not going to win, but let's see who I could have started. Actually, Jackson Dart and Justin Herbert had the same exact point, so I guess that didn't matter. Yeah, I guess. No, yeah, I started everybody that I probably should have started. That's pretty beat up right now.
Doing our best, but 100% efficient.
Yeah, but I did start Oronde Gadsden, the Chargers starter. Sorry, I struggled with his last name, even though it was easier than his first name. But yeah, he had 25.90 points. So that was a good start for me, I guess. But yeah, probably going to take the L again. So just looking towards those picks, I guess, now.
And champions, next league, I'm 2-4. Probably, most likely, probably 96% chance. I didn't actually read the odds. It's probably like that. But I'm losing 97.20 to 66.50. I got a Buka, JSN, a kicker, and a linebacker. And the dude has Jahmyr Gibbs, Nico Collins, and a kicker. So probably going to lose. Once again, I didn't mess up anything. 100% efficiency. The dude had CeeDee Lamb with 19.50 points and Trey McBride with 24.10 points. His 3 linebackers and his defensive tackle totaled 31.50 points. My 3 linebackers and defensive tackle, besides the ones playing tonight, had 9.
Yeah, this is the league I'm tanking. Well,
I'm not even tanking in this league, and
yeah.
I'm screwed.
Well, I'm not taking in the other one. I'm just not winning. I'm like legit the 4th highest scoring team. I have 1 win, I think.
That's it.
Yeah. In this game, I want to lose, and I have 1 win. But anyways, yeah, my team's not good. Keyshawn Butte seems to be one of my most consistent players right now, so I start him every week. And I got lucky again in this league and started Oronde Gadsden. He got me 25. And I'm currently losing to Saxonville, which it's a new owner. I'm not sure who it is. But he just actually traded JSN to this guy. And he still has 40 points on me. So I got 1 player left, which is, let's see.
You got Gadsden in both leagues?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. My last guy's a linebacker, so big old 1-6 right now. So yeah, short and sweet with that league.
Yeah.
And then, hold on, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I want to talk about this one random league I'm in. I didn't even know I was technically in it still because it was at like an old job of mine, and I just exited out of my group. Or I blocked the group chat because I don't work there anymore. But anyways, I guess they did the league again, and they had me in it, and it auto-drafted, and I randomly got a text from a solo guy, and he's like, hey, you owe me $50, and I didn't even really want to play. My team's not even that good, but I am 5-1 right now. I'm about to be 6-1.
Scored 200.
Yeah, I want to read off my points this week because I got to be proud of something. All right, so I started Jalen Hurts. He got me 26. Devon Achane got me 13. Javonte Williams got me 23. Quentin Johnson got me 11. Devontae Smith got me 38. Trey McBride got me 29. Jalen Warren got me 24. My linebacker got 11, which this linebacker in Evans League got like 32 points.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous. My defense got me 17, and my kicker got me 17. So I was pretty happy about that week.
Everybody jumped in.
Oh, yeah, everybody was. Oh, well, look at my bench. They're all injured.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to get a quick one because I haven't talked about that league at all. You guys, I mean, I guess now I'm starting to care because I'm winning, but
get that moolah.
Yeah.
All right, so Evans League, I'm 3-3. I probably lost. I'm losing 119.35 to 113.45. I have JSN, and I'm facing Kenneth Walker and Sam Laporta. So there's still a small chance just because JSN could put up big numbers, but we'll see. I did have one mess up. I put in Trevion Henderson, who had a total of 50 points, and I could have started Kyle Monangai, who had 19.40.
Trevion's going to be a case where you're just not going to play him anymore, and then he's going to have like 150 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I did the same thing in Hard Rock. I was like, I put DK in, and he finally did something this week, and I was like, I stuck with it. Sometimes you got to. But I had Patrick Mahomes, who had 36.35 points, and Jalen Warren, who had 26.80 points. Also, I had Kyle Pitts, who had 20.70 points. But I went against Jalen Hurts, who had 45.55 points, and Jonathan Taylor, who had 36.20 points.
Damn Jonathan Taylor. Jalen Hurts. Yeah, Jalen Hurts. And, that was like his best game of the year, and they still didn't look.
Yeah, they still.
Yeah.
That good.
I don't know. We'll see what they're going to do.
They're weird.
But anyways, in Evans League, I'm currently sitting at 3-3. Technically I will be 3-4 now because I don't have any players. He doesn't have any players. And I lost 130.40 to 132.80. So a very close one. He had big games from Dak Prescott, got him 40 points. Lad McConkey got him 18. Rashid Rice in his first game back got 24 points for him. And his defensive player got 14. My biggest starts, I guess, was Devontae Adams. He had 27. And CeeDee Lamb, he had 37. Both receivers had pretty big days. Could I have started someone else? Maybe, definitely Jordan Addison. I could have added him in. He had 31 points. And Tucker Kraft had 22 points.
Tucker Kraft.
Because when I play him, he only gets 8 points. And I got Travis Kelce. And, I could have started him over Brian Thomas, but I'm probably going to, we'll get to him later on in the little video. And the only other guy I guess I could have started was Sherwood, my linebacker. He had 27 points on my bench, but it was very weird. He only got 11 in every other week.
All right, so some surprising and important snap shares this week. Atlanta, David Sills, the fifth, had 29 snaps for 45%. Usually they start Casey Washington, so maybe they're making the change there. Denver, RJ Harvey's not getting the ball. He has 20 snaps for 25% this week.
I think he scored a touchdown, though.
Did he?
I think so.
Indianapolis, Anthony Gould had 39 snaps for 65%. I know there's Josh Downs is injured, but I figured they would go with Alec Pierce did play. But they had somebody else. I don't know. I'll look later. KC had 6 wide receivers with 15 plus snaps. The Rams split their whole tight ends. Higbee had 26 snaps for 37%. David Sallin had 36 snaps for 51%. Colby Parkinson had 33 snaps for 47%. And Terrence Ferguson had 34 snaps for 49%. So they just
put everybody in there. 31 yards.
Ferguson did? Is that his first one?
First touchdown, yeah. Second catch. Yeah, 1 catch last game.
This is funny. Las Vegas Raiders, only 30 snaps total on their offense the entire game.
I got stuff about them later.
New York Jets, Breece Hall only had 33 snaps, 54%, and Isaiah Davis had 29 snaps at 48%. Pretty sure Breece didn't get injured, so they just split him for some reason. And then finally, Pittsburgh, Roman Wilson with a huge game of 33 snaps and 58%. I'll go over to the top 5. Quarterbacks this week, Bo Nix, 42.75 points. Justin Herbert, 32.10 points. Jackson Dart with 31.25 points. Joe Flacco with 29.40 points. Matt Stafford with 29.20 points. And then running backs, we had Christian McCaffrey at 35.60 points. Jonathan Taylor at 32.70 points. Quinshon Judkins at 26.40 points. DeAndre Swift at 20.30 points. And Josh Jacobs at 18.30 points. For receivers, we had Jamar Chase at 30.10 points. Devontae Smith at 28.80 points. A.J. Brown at 26.10 points. Chris Olave at 24.30 points. Devontae Adams at 24 even. And then finally, the tight ends, Oronde Gatson II, 25.90 points. Pat Freiermuth at 25.60 points. Trey McBride at 24.40 points. Jake Ferguson at 18.40 points. And Daniel Bellinger at 16.30 points. It looks like only Pat Freiermuth was the only one that's not really consistent out of those. I feel like the other ones are actually usually on there. Jamar Chase leading receivers again this week. Chris Olave with a weird one. I don't know what it was. I was watching obviously the Bears Saints game, and I mean I saw his 2 touchdowns, but it wasn't anything spectacular. I don't know. He just scored, I guess. McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor, of course, leading the way. DeAndre Swift on here again, having another great game, and Josh Jacobs, so that's pretty normal. At least we got the quarterback.
RJ Harvey had a receiving touchdown.
That's good. What is that? Jackson Dart, probably the only one that's pretty consistent, was on here. 31.25 points. Other than that, like Bo Nix, usually not on here. Justin Herbert sometimes, I guess, maybe once. Joe Flacco maybe once, and Stafford maybe 2 or 3 times. All right, killed it this week.
So the people that impressed me this week, we just kind of mentioned him being consistent, but I did put Jackson Dart on there. This is like his 4th really pretty good game where he doesn't turn the ball over either. For the game, though, he was 15 for 33 for 283, so he could make a little bit, I guess, I wouldn't say better decisions, but try to get that completion percentage up. But he did have 3 touchdowns with 5 rushes for 11 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. And he's kind of doing all this with very low-graded weapons.
For sure.
I mean,
his tight ends are the ones doing all
yeah, I was going to say Theo Johnson had 7 receptor targets. But for the season, Dart is 7 touchdowns, 3 picks, 791 yards, 178 rushing yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. Like I said, all with pretty much, I guess it's not fair to call them subpar players, but you would like to upgrade those people. Theo Johnson, like we kind of said earlier in the year, we were kind of, I wouldn't say predicting, but saying he might have a good year. Just wasn't with Russ. It was with Jackson Dart. Ever since Dart's kind of been the quarterback, he's been getting a lot of targets. Wan'Dale Robinson had 12 targets on the game. He seems to be their go-to guy right now with them. Last week, I think I had Cam Scatteroo on the impress list. He's been pretty consistent. No, not the best rushing game this week, but he did have a receiving touchdown.
They played the Broncos, right?
Yeah, good defense. Really good and it was defense. To the wires, 33-32. But yeah, so Jackson Dart, keep impressing. The other one I did for impress was actually Joe Flacco and Jamar Chase. Team is in desperate need of anything, and it was a good win for them. Both quarterbacks are over the age of 40, which is kind of crazy. But anyways, Joe Flacco, he was 31 for 47, 342 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Jamar Chase had 16 catches for 161 yards and 1 touchdown. The crazy thing to me, though, he had 23 targets in the game. And Joe Flacco only threw it to 5 receivers. One of them had minus yards, so we'll just write him off. So he only threw it to 4 receivers all game. And they scored 33 points. So I don't know who was trying to guard Jamar Chase. I guess easier said than done, but they need to do a better job. So, yeah. So I give it to Joe Flacco and Jamar Chase. They definitely need that win. Their division still looks winnable.
At 108 rushing yards.
Oh yeah, it was a big offensive performance by everybody. Weird shootout.
Yeah.
But my last one, I did do Bo Nix, which is kind of funny because he was in the Jackson Dart game against the Giants. I guess the knock on it was his completion percentage. He has 27 for 50. So he threw 50 passes, which is crazy. He had 279 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5 rushes for 48 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. So he had, sorry about the dog. He had 4 total touchdowns with no turnovers. He's really adding on to his good rookie year last year. He threw and completed to 9 different receivers during the game. The biggest, I guess, knock, it's not even for him, it's for one of his receivers, which was, what's his first name? Franklin?
Troy.
Troy Franklin. He had 9 targets for 3 receptions and 19 yards. So I personally did not watch the game. I don't know if he was just being blanketed or I figured they'd had the better connection since they played in college.
Yeah.
But anyways, Bo Nix, you've been oppressive not only for the game, but for your career so far.
Sure.
All right.
Another Oregon quarterback that surprised us.
Yeah.
Surprised me.
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah. I don't know. He's having a good year too, but they're playing from behind a lot, which is weird. But anyways, to the disappointed. This one's kind of sad just because of his injury history too, but I'll put Tua on it. He was 12 for 23 for only 100 yards. 0 touchdowns, 3 picks, which is crazy. He had 24.1 QBR. I don't know if he ended up getting injured in the game, but he did get benched for Quentin Ewers.
Yep.
So, and they lost to the Browns 31-6. One of the bottom tier teams in the league. I know they got a good defense, but a lot of people put up yards and points on them. So, do you think this is the end of the Tua era?
It has to be.
Right.
It's probably the end of the Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, I figured he'd go before Tua.
Yeah, nothing against Mike McDaniel because we were talking about it the other night, but I think he'll make a good offensive coordinator, just like Eberflus making a good defensive coordinator.
But my other disappointed is Brian Thomas Jr. He's drafted in probably the late first to early second round in every league. Against the Rams, he had 7 targets, 3 catches, 31 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 drops. The Jags need him to kind of get him in the offense early because, at least on the body language I saw on the game on Sunday morning, seemed like he was just kind of doing the Marvin Harrison thing and kind of giving up. Like, it does not seem like he's having fun with this team right now.
It's that offensive coordinator because he came to the Bears and DJ Moore started slacking, and then he went to the Seahawks and JSN started slacking, and then now he's on Jaguars and Brian Thomas slacking. So it's definitely not offense coordinator, whoever it is.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's like, I mean, obviously Travis Hunter was going to get targets, and he had a pretty good, well, he did have a good game, but it was all kind of garbage time late. But when I was watching the game, it seemed like they were force-feeding Travis Hunter. And
sometimes you have to.
Yeah,
just to see what you get.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing that's just knocking his momentum down, though.
Could be.
So, yeah, for the year, he has 27 catches, 365 yards, and 1 touchdown on the year, which is pretty lackluster. I'm pretty sure that's like Parker Washington numbers.
Jamar Chase had half that in this one.
Yeah, one game. And my last disappointment is the whole Raiders offense. In the game against the Chiefs, which they do have a pretty good defense, they had 95 total yards. Do you think any of these jobs are in jeopardy already?
For the Raiders?
Yeah, like maybe Pete Carroll or Geno Smith?
I don't think Pete Carroll, but probably Geno. I'm surprised they haven't benched him yet. I don't even know who they have for the backup.
Yeah.
I would give up on him by now just to see if Ashton Genty plays
I think
better.
it's, man, is it not Gardner Minshew still?
No, he's on Kansas City because he actually played yesterday when they were up 35-0 on the Raiders.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I didn't write too much stats down for it. I just legit wrote, Bowers is hurt. That's not gonna help, but I don't think he's like. I mean, he's very good, but he's not gonna turn that team around.
I think he could, but I don't think Geno Smith is the right person to put that quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Well, I also put bad quarterback play, bad offensive line play, pretty mid-wide receivers. The rookies aren't playing well. Genty has had, like, kind of 2 good games the whole season.
Yeah.
Weirdly, they beat the Patriots and they beat the Titans, so one team is just as bad as them. They have not scored more than 24 points on the season, and they had 3 games with 0 touchdowns. So
That's rough.
y'all need to do better.
So yeah, killed it. We talked about Jalen Hurts, and then Patrick Mahomes, 26 of 35, 286, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks, 4 rush, 28 yards. I figured this is going to happen. It's going to be consistent since he has his receivers back. I'd imagine Travis Kelce's going to get in there too. So I think we're in for a huge Patrick Mahomes streak of 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, however many touchdowns he wants. He'll pretty much do what he wants. Ramondre Stevenson had a good game, 18 rush, 88 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 receptions, 0 yards. We talked about Jonathan Taylor, Javonte Williams. Christian McCaffrey just killed it.
Yeah.
24 for 129, 2 touchdowns, 7 receptions for 72 yards.
Like all their offense.
Back to the Christian McCaffrey show. Hopefully, they won't, injure him. Bears running backs, huge games. Both Monangai and DeAndre Swift. They played very well. Receivers, talk about Devontae Smith. Jamiri DK, 4 receptions, 70 yards, and a touchdown. Xavier Legette, 9 receptions, 92 yards, and a touchdown. Good for him. Chris Olave, talked about him. Alec Pierce had 5 receptions for 98 yards. Keenan Allen had 11 receptions for 119 yards and 1 touchdown. Was this 2012? And then Marvin Mims, 6 receptions for 85 yards. Also a rush for 13 yards. Jawan Johnson made a comeback, 5 receptions, 79 yards. Tyler Warren, as normal, 4 receptions, 69 yards, and a touchdown. And then, of course, we talked about Aronde Gatson. Teams that were not good. I'm just going to say the Raiders offense, 30 snaps through an entire game. That's just like 3 and out every single time. That's crazy.
I wonder how many drives they had.
Yeah.
Did you write that in?
No, I didn't. Probably was 10 drives.
Probably.
3, 10 and out.
I'm sorry for that. Well, it was in Kansas City, though, right?
I get what?
The game?
No. Raiders weren't playing. Oh, yeah, Raiders were playing Kansas City. Yeah.
It was in KC, though, right?
I think so.
All right. Well, I was going to say, I feel bad for the fans that paid money to go to that game.
Yeah.
Well, if you're a Raiders fan.
If you're a Raiders
fan. Not even exciting. Like, can't even be too mad. Like, there's not turnovers and stuff.
Yeah.
There's just terrible plays and punting.
I'm not sure. I did. No, Gino probably didn't throw 3 picks. I don't know. He's thrown 3 picks so many times.
Yeah. That was 2 this week.
Yeah. Well, that's been 2 over like 3 or 4 games this year, too. All right. Jets quarterback, 16 of 34, 172 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 picks, 7 rush, 33 yards. That's Tyrod Taylor and Justin Fields. Both did terrible. We talked about Tua did terrible. And I'm going to put Caleb on this because he actually did not play well at all. He missed a lot of open people, and he just looked off. But he was 15 to 26, 172 yards, no touchdowns, 1 pick, 4 rush, -2 yards. Saquon Barkley had another bad game. 18 rush, 44 yards, and then 1 reception for -2 yards. He's just not having a good year this year. And then Bill had 13 rush for 33 yards and 1 reception for -1 yards. Not a good game from Bill. Jalen Waddle had 1 reception for 15 yards, and Jerry Jeudy had 2 receptions for 17 yards. Both number 1s right now. To be fair to them, I'll give them a little credit. There was inclement weather. Like, the weather was pretty bad. I think the wind gusts got up to 30 miles per hour, so they couldn't do much passing anyway. But with those 2, I feel like they knew that going in. Why not do screens or anything?
That was the Broncos game?
No, that was the Miami-Cleveland game.
Sorry.
Why not get them?
Oh, I was thinking Jerry Jeudy was selling the Broncos. I was like, don't throw it 50 times, then.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, why not give them, like, screens or fast? Like, that's the point of having them. But,
plus, Tua can't throw that far. He's admitted it in press conferences. He got mad at Tyreek Hill for, basically, he's like, oh, if you're going to do a streak, prepare to come back for it.
That's always good. Roma Dunze had a bad game. 2 receptions, 31 yards. Ted McMillan, 3 receptions, 33 yards. Drake London was on, he just didn't put up number 1 stats. He had 4 receptions for 42 yards.
He's had a couple of good games in a row.
Yeah, still enough. Dallas Goedert, 3 receptions, 18 yards. George Kittle, big old goose egg, following that K-Dot and transition. And then Mason Taylor, 3 receptions, 31 yards. I felt like Mason Taylor should have had a bigger game while the receivers were out, and he should have played well. So don't know why that didn't happen. Good.
All right. Well, then I guess we just have a couple, like 3 little fun topics. One, we'll just do the easiest one. It's just kind of predictions on who's going to win tonight's game. So we got at 7 o'clock, I believe, it's the Bucks versus the Lions. Both pretty good teams. I think I'm just going to go with the Lions tonight. Ironically, I ended up picking both the home teams. But I ended up picking up the Lions just because of how they lost last week. So I think they'll get some revenge. Bucks are still pretty beaten up. Been in a lot of close games. Maybe this is the one that just slips from them. And the later night game is Houston Texans versus the Seattle Seahawks. And I picked the Seahawks only just because Texans just not been playing well. The defense is good. Offense has been pretty subpar.
All right, so for the Lions game, I would assume that the Lions would win, but I expect a huge game from David Montgomery, actually. I don't think that they're going to run it too much with Jahmyr Gibbs, and I think they're going to get him maybe involved in the passing game if they do give it to him. I don't know. I'm just not feeling this is a Gibbs game. I think this is a Montgomery game. He's going to go in there and batter people because that's what he does.
That's what they need to do because they got out manhandled. Like, their physicality was just on the Chiefs and not the Lions at all. Besides, like, the first 2 drives.
Yeah. And then for the Seattle Texans game, I would think that Seattle would win. And then, I don't know, like, the running game is pretty low for, like, over-unders today. And I think Nick Chubb might have a good game as well as Kenneth Walker. They're both pretty low in over-unders, and I feel like they should have a good game.
I mean, as a Rams fan, I want the Texans to win.
Of course.
Just going to assume the Seahawks will take care of business there.
Next top. Sorry.
And then since we're pretty close to mid-season anyways, I just wrote down a couple of the people who I think that could win MVP and Rookie of the Year. So I'll just blaze through the list because I did write down 6 people for MVP right now. Technically 7. I just put 1 on the side. But as no order, this is just names. I do have Dak up there. He's having a pretty good year. He has 1,881 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, 3 picks. Record's in at 3-3-1. I think they're playing pretty well. I don't think many people besides Cowboys fans thought they would be in a playoff contention. They're playing very well. A lot of new faces. Kind of CD was out for a couple of weeks, so Dak's having a good year. These stats look a little lower because the game's tonight, but I have Baker Mayfield on there. He has 1,539 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, 1 pick. The Bucs are currently sitting at 5-1. He has a good case too, just because the Bucs have been very injured as well, and he's been playing
no Bucky Erie.
Yeah, he's been playing very well. It's weird. So like I've watched a lot of Bucs games this year. He's been playing very well. And then they'll just go on droughts where they just don't move the ball. And then something happens, and Baker Mayfield runs for about 13 yards, and then they just win the game.
That's when he starts talking smack, and he gets into it.
Yes.
Gets all fired up.
Yes. It's weird. I do have Bijan over I do have Bijan over Jonathan Taylor right now, just because Bijan total yards, he has 914 total yards, 8 touchdowns. I know he's a running back, so I don't think the record really plays in, but Falcons are 3-3. Jonathan Taylor, I did write down. I don't have him in. He's on my outside looking in, basically. But just since we're on running backs, I'll just say his stats. Colts are 6-1. I didn't write down his total yards, but it's less than Bijan, but he does have 11 total touchdowns, 10 rushing. But anyways, back to the main list. I do have Matt Stafford on there. He has 1,886 passing yards, 17 touchdowns to 2 picks.
With the bad back.
He's 5-2. I have Patrick Mahomes on there. He has 1,800 passing yards, 14 touchdowns, 2 picks, and they're 4-3. And then last, I have Drake May, 1,700 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, 2 picks. There's a couple rushing as well. But like we were saying with Baker and some other people, their weapon, he has weapons, they're just injured. Drake May doesn't really have too many weapons. The best weapon they have is sitting on the bench right now for some reason, not getting the ball. And then I'll just do a quick rundown with the rookies. I have Emeka Ibuka. He has 27 receptions, 469 yards, 5 touchdowns. Jackson Dart, 791 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, 3 picks. Tet McMillan, he has 30 receptions, 413 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Quentin Junkins with 109 rushes, 467 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
So far, I think MVP for me is Baker Mayfield, only because of all the injuries. And it's not like they're playing from behind a lot. They're just kind of in the game. So it's not forcing him to throw. He just naturally is getting these stats. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, no.
And then
He'll probably be the front runner right now.
Yeah, and then for rookies, I like Emeka Ibuka only because of the injury to Mike Evans. He stepped into that wide receiver one and still produces, and that's really tough to do for an NFL player. So that's why I would put him in the front runner right now. But Junkins, I can give him credit too because Cleveland's pretty terrible, and like I feel like they would play from behind a lot, and he still has a lot of yards.
Yeah, and he missed like the first 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, he missed I think the first 2. So
but
the yards per carry aren't really there, but I think that's a offensive line problem.
Yeah, and just a Browns problem because I'm sure they just load the box since the receivers aren't that great.
For sure.
But, I mean, who knows? I mean, usually it is a quarterback award, so I can see Jackson Dart winning it if he continues to be pretty consistent.
Yeah, they always like to give him a quarterback.
And then a last little topic is kind of just a fun one between us because, well, one has nothing to do with Dynasty or NFL football. I'm a Florida State fan. He's a Gators fan. And one team has fired their coach already, and the other one seems like they're just waiting till the season is over.
Yeah, I think they actually said that today, too.
Yeah, so...
I'm pretty sure they said something about that, like, Napier last week, too. And then it's like, he wins, and it's like, he's fired. And I'm like, whatever. Okay.
Yeah. But we're not going to talk about the old or future old coaches. We're just kind of brainstorming who we think might be our future head coach. So who do you think the Gators' next head coach?
I hope we get...
Maybe not will be, but you would like.
Yeah, I hope we get James Franklin, obviously. But I don't care about his, can't beat top 10 teams or whatever. Like, sometimes I don't think that's on the coach. I think that's just bad timing. I don't think they lose at home very much. So, like, most of their losses that he has against top 10 teams have been away. So I'm not really worried about that. Another one that I would like, and I don't think Notre Dame would get rid of him, but Marcus Freeman. Maybe if we can just jack him from them, that would be pretty cool. Maybe more prestige or whatever. I mean, Notre Dame is prestigious, but like, what's better than the SEC?
I'll go start with the smaller name for me, I guess, because it's more of an in-house name. But I do like our defensive backs coach. It's actually Patrick Surtain, and he seems to senior. But a lot of DBs have been coming to the program, and he seems to be like a likable person and a good recruiter. So I'm not sure how he would be. I guess he doesn't even have to call plays, but I guess more of a leader. So I wouldn't mind him stepping up. The other one I did put down just because it's a big, I guess, Florida State's want, but I did just put Jimbo again. Yeah. So I don't know if he even wants to come back to coaching, but I don't know. It'd be a nice little reunion.
One I just thought off the top of my head is the USF head coach. And I feel like he's going to go somewhere after this year. Since USF.
They've been beating a lot of
upper teams and everything, and usually, and maybe he likes Florida, so he might go to Florida State.
Yeah, he got ties already, knows the kids.
Yeah.
And my last one, which the one I would really want, I don't even think he is available, but I would do anything to get Brian Hartline as our head coach, the Ohio State's wide receiver coach, and I think he's the offensive coordinator now. So he's just developed a lot of crazy talent, and
that's true at the receiver position.
Yeah, and I would just like to, maybe he wants a head coaching job, and I feel like that would be maybe a little bit more appealing than being the OC for Ohio State. So I would like to try to get Brian Hartline, offer him some money. Well, yeah.
What is the USS coach name?
I don't know. Google it real quick.
I know my nephew told me, but I forgot.
Yeah. Give me 20 seconds.
Yeah, let's do that real quick. Look that up. after this, we're going to talk about basketball. So if you guys don't want to hear anything about basketball, that's fine.
Alex Goulash.
Alex Golish. How old is he?
Oh no, he doesn't look too old.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our show for this week for football. Stay tuned for Thursday as I talk about my Bears like usual. And
41.
That's pretty good. Not as young as Sean.
Or Kellen Moore.
I see you're wearing a Bears shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bear down.
Anyway, I'll talk about my Bears on Thursday, and then on Saturday, as always, do my over-and-unders. I did pretty good this week, actually, for the over-and-unders. 1, 2, 5 bet parlays, so that's pretty good. I'll go over that. And then, so peace out to you guys. Let us know if you have any comments. And then now we're going to go to basketball. So we just had a basketball draft. It was just an 8-man league. Wish we had more friends that like basketball. I tried to make it like public so other people can join. But anyway, I had the 8th pick out of 8 people. And I went Devin Booker, then Kevin Durant, Pascal Siakam, Tyrese Maxey, Austin Reeves, then Dyson Daniels, Dini Avdija. I'm not sure actually how to pronounce that name. Brandon Miller, Jakob Pertl, Peyton Pritchard, Alex Sarr, Asur Thompson, Mattis Bezelis, Khalil Ware, and Zachary Rische.
I just made a noise. All right. I ended up having the 7th pick, and I took Cade Cunningham, Paulo Banchero, Chet Holmgren, Cooper Flagg, De'Aaron Fox, Derek White, Jimmy Butler, Brandon Ingram, C.J. McCollum. And I only took C.J. McCollum because he's on the Wizards, and I'm assuming he's just going to jack up shots all day.
I assume so, yeah.
Paul George, Andrew, what's his last name?
Nimhart?
Yeah, Nimhart. Ace Bailey. I'm not even going to pronounce this guy's name because he's the center for Atlanta. Onike Owaru. And Jalen Suggs and Jaden Ivey.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's a basketball team. If you guys watch basketball, let us know what you think about the basketball team. If you want us to do more on basketball, we could do that too. Maybe we'll do it at the end of the show. I don't know. We already took up almost 40 minutes, so we'll see.
And maybe we could just do like a 5-minute rundown or something.
Yeah.
Or just maybe 3 bullet points each about Dynasty basketball or fantasy basketball, I guess.
That'd be cool. All right. Peace out, y'all. Let us know if you have any questions.